You ever notice how much bad news there seems to be about the tech market lately? Every time you scroll, is tech jobs are vanishing, AI is replacing everyone, cloud computing is dead. However, the reality is that you're only being given half of the story. There's a ton of information purposely being left out because unfortunately, negative news, like bad publicity, gets a lot more attention, which means more dollars for these doomsdayers. But what ends up happening is that those who consume this content allow the fear mongering to sidetrack them from achieving the career success they desire. They let self doubt creep in. They slowly lose their confidence. They stop focusing on what's important and instead end up trading progress for procrastination. But this doesn't have to be you. You can make the choice today to do things differently, to see the doom and gloom for what it is, a distraction. Today, I'm going to be the voice of reason and let you know why the common talking points you hear about the tech industry and the cloud in particular are largely smoke and mirrors. First, let's take a look at the numbers. In the first half of 2025, global cloud spending actually grew by 25%, totaling $99 billion in just the first 3 months alone. At this current pace, spending levels is expected to reach over $400 billion by the end of the year. If that wasn't impressive enough, a recent Goldman Sachs report projects that cloud revenues could reach as much as $2 trillion by 2030. Yes, that's trillion with a T. This massive revenue growth is mostly the result of digital transformation initiatives, the AI boom, and the shift of enterprise computing to the cloud. If this industry were truly in decline, we definitely wouldn't be seeing trillion-dollar forecasts coming from top Wall Street analysts. Now let's get into the situation regarding the recent tech layoffs that's been dominating the news cycle for the past few months. What's actually happening is more of a market correction as opposed to the market collapse that the doomers are preaching. Yes, it's true that some of your favorite tech giants overhired during the pandemic and have scaled back as a result. However, the underlying demand for talent is still skyrocketing. A Deloitte study found that 90% of companies struggle to hire qualified cloud professionals, with the greatest need being seen once again in AI, in addition to automation and security. In the State of the Cloud report by HashiCorp, 41% of organizations said skill shortages were the biggest barrier to scaling their cloud operations. In other words, almost half of companies are saying, we want to grow, but we don't have enough skilled professionals to help us do it. So while some people are convinced the tech job market is drying up, businesses on the other hand are desperate to hire. Now, if you're wondering what skills companies consider a top priority, the Cloud Skills Gap Report from Tech Target highlights several, including multi-cloud and hybrid cloud administration, cloud architecture and design, infrastructure as code using tools like AWS CloudFormation and Terraform, Kubernetes and container management, governance, risk and compliance, AI and machine learning, FinOps and cloud cost optimization. These are just some of the many skill sets that firms need to keep their organizations running. And because the technology revolves so fast, those who keep learning stay in constant demand. Now, let's talk about AI, because it's impossible to ignore how much is driving cloud growth right now. Every major AI product, from ChatGPT to Copilot, runs on cloud infrastructure. Behind the scenes, you've got cloud-based services such as AWS Bedrock and SageMaker, supporting generative AI and language learning model training, Azure AI services powering tools like Copilot and enterprise-level natural language processing, and Google Tech's Vertex AI offering complete MLOps pipelines for AI deployment at scale. AI depends on the cloud, and that means more data centers, more engineers, and more operations talent will be needed to support this ever-growing dependency. But here's what often gets overlooked. It's not just AI that's fueling demand for cloud professionals. Across almost every major industry, cloud adoption is still in full swing. Healthcare is using the cloud for patient data management, telehealth, and predictive analysis. Finance is using it for fraud detection, algorithmic trading, and compliance monitoring. Retail is scaling cloud systems to handle e-commerce, logistics, and customer personalization. Manufacturing is embracing the cloud for IoT networks, production analytics, and supply chain automation. Education, energy, and government are all migrating workloads to cloud platforms to cut costs and increase resilience. So even if AI disappeared tomorrow, the demand for cloud talent would still be massive. Cloud isn't just the foundation of AI, it's the foundation of modern business. So with all of that being said, let's dive into the real reason why believing the doom and gloom crowd is harmful for your goals to succeed in the cloud industry. It eventually becomes the catalyst that leads to your downfall. It convinces you that effort doesn't matter, that upskilling is pointless, that you should just wait for everything to be perfect before you make a move. If I had decided to adopt the same mindset back when I was job hunting in 2022, when the tech industry supposedly hit rock bottom, I would have never landed that fully remote cloud position that literally doubled my salary. The people who tune out the noise and focus on developing in-demand skills are the ones getting the offers, securing higher pay, and experiencing real career progression. On the flip side, the people who endlessly complain about the job market and allow the stories of failure to define their worldview will be the same ones always struggling to land roles, wasting months on ineffective strategies, and ultimately allow their negative thought patterns to sabotage their efforts. What I hope you ultimately get from this video is that despite what you may have heard, the opportunities in tech haven't disappeared. Far from it. In fact, they've been staring you right in the face the entire time. You may just need to switch your lens to see them. If you found this information valuable, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to our free newsletter, where you'll get exclusive access to our latest content to help you on your cloud career journey. Just click on the link in the description to sign up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.